freaking BAKEHOUSE. Holy crap. So this is the story of how I spent 48 hours in Orlando just to get some chocolate chip cookies.
Si Justin po.
Justin.
Paul.
Paul.
Oh, Villa.
Villa.
Hi, Justin.
I remember being on the phone with my friend Kyle on my way home from work the day that I told my boss that I was thinking about leaving. And I remember thinking to myself that my life is just going to be full of moments like this, where it's a series of risks that I'm taking from now on. Fast forward to October. I'm watching The Secret Life of Walter Mitty for like the 100th time. And I always imagine myself as that part where he's running past all the magazine covers and it ends with the one of him wearing the astronaut suit. And I realized that I haven't really taken a risk in a while. On top of that, I watched this other video where my favorite videographers ask the question, how many days have you forgotten? Then I start to ask myself, what's the last adventure that I actually went on? What's the last risk I really took? So I end up booking this flight to Montreal on a whim where I don't know anyone that lives there. And on my way there, my layover in Boston turns from 2 hours into 10. So every time that I keep going up to the kiosk, this woman and I keep on running into each other. Eventually we sit down next to one another, and I find out that she's one of the food and travel writers for the Boston Globe, named Diane Bear. As we exchange stories, she tells me that she just got back from Jordan and Petra, where she was living off of medication because her body couldn't adjust to the climate or what have you. Then she ends up saying that she's been on this quest to find the perfect chocolate chip cookies. They happen to be at this place called GIDEON'S Bakehouse in Orlando. So I have fun in Montreal, meet a couple people, and a couple weeks pass by, and eventually I keep thinking about Diane and how she kept on talking about these chocolate chip cookies and how good they were. So I can't remember if I'm drunk or anything in the middle of the night, but I find an $88 round trip to Orlando for 48 hours. I pack my bags, I book this flight, and I go.
Alright, so I'm leaving for Orlando today.
The flight wasn't even out of the main Columbus airport. It was actually out of Rickenbacker, which is like that other place in Harry Potter that's not Diagon Alley. And it only has one terminal, or two. Well, there was only one functioning one the time I was there. So I land in Orlando and I get some dinner,
right here.
And I finally check into my hotel. This place is like something out of Saw. As soon as I walk up the steps, there's like flickering lights in the hallway, and I can audibly hear people arguing in their rooms. And then every couple steps in the hallway, there's like a new stain. This is not a nice hotel. Once I get into my room, it smells completely different than the rest of the hotel. It's like you can taste the humidity in the room, and it's this combination of just sweat and smoke. This would be on like Hotel Hell. So I'm FaceTiming my old roommate and her boyfriend, and as I'm doing that, I'm showing them the room. I look at the bed, and there's stains on the sheets that are so disgusting. I have to switch hotel rooms. I don't know how many people are going to see this, but I'm pretty sure that these sheets have some nastiness on them. Look at this. Look at that. Can you see that? I do not know what that is. Ugh, disgusting. Yeah, I can't do that. I'm switching. I'm out of here. I forgot to do a tour of the room, the bathroom here. Look at this. We got the lights. 2 out of 3. That's yeah, that's like 60%. Then we have this fancy Kleenex holder right here. Ooh, towel holder. Look, this is Bare Essentials. Yeah, not looking too hot. Travelodge. By this time, it's 11:30, and I decide that I'm fed up with this, so that's when I decide to check into a new hotel in the middle of the night. Alright, got a brand new hotel. Whew. Yeah, okay. This hotel's a little nicer than the last one.
Okay, Mr. Villanova.
Yep.
Room number is 625 on the 6th floor.
Alright.
To the left. Perfect. 6th floor. Thank you.
Brand new. Everything's brand new. So much nicer. So I go to bed, and then the following morning, I think to myself, oh, you know what? I shouldn't take a taxi to get to this place. I should just walk and take in the scenery. I mean, sure, there were a couple beautiful spots on my way there, but it ends up taking an hour and a half just to get to this tiny bakery in this smaller version of North Market. And it's located kind of in the suburbs.
Just an update. It's about 20 minutes left in my walk, which means I've been walking for an hour and 10 minutes. It has not gotten colder, that's for sure. Finally on the right street. Should be there in a bit. I made it!
I finally get there, and I go up to the counter expecting to get as many cookies as I possibly can, and the guy just goes, hey, we actually have a 6 cookie limit. And I tell him the story of how I got there, and he says,
how long are you going to be here for?
Till tomorrow. I flew in last night.
How many were you thinking you wanted?
8.
8? Okay, I'll go ahead.
You sure? Thank you, I appreciate it.
and so I finally get these cookies that I've traveled all this way on a whim where I don't know anyone else again. I finally got the cookies. This cookie looks way better than I thought it would. This is insane. They are phenomenal. I should probably bleep that out. I usually try to not swear on these, but it's the only way I can try to explain it. Each one is a little shy of half a pound, and it takes 18 hours per batch to actually make these because they hand place each of these tiny chocolate chip morsels on top of the cookies. My mouth is actually just watering thinking about these again. Another reason why I did this was based off of this really popular Reddit thread that went a little viral called the Ulysses bucket list. What it breaks down to is that when you meet someone kind of serendipitously, you ask them if they've done something that they want you to do and vice versa. When you go and attempt that thing, they're kind of in the back of your mind and you're still maintaining this connection to that person. So Diane, I want to thank you for suggesting Gideon's Bakehouse in Orlando. I'll put all these links to all these things below. For anyone watching, I want you to ask yourself, what's the last adventure that you went on? Also on the plane, I did sit next to this girl named Hannah who challenged me to go to a place where she's been on a mission trip. So Hannah, if you're watching this, I'm still waiting on a karaoke video from you. Yeah, that's it.